All right, welcome everyone. Today I want to talk about a couple of things. The first thing I want to talk about is source players who are in some sort of religion or magical path. I am unsure of the reason why you would subscribe to my channel if you are on a magical path or on a religious path, knowing that Quartz Crystal exists, that her channel exists, and that you have listened to any of her videos. Because the first thing she tells us in very early on is to not subscribe to any religions, to get out of religion. Religion is where all the sin and karma exists, and also where all of the black magic is. There's also black magical systems, but I'm using this as an all-encompassing term. Okay? For all intents and purposes, religion is magic. And you don't have to believe me, but it's the truth, and you should verify that. Religion is magic, and magic is magic, and that is for lower frequency people, lower frequency non-source player beings. They are the ones that are using the magic. And if you are a source player and you have discovered people giving you source truth information and you're still choosing that choice, that is a foolish choice. They call it the fool's journey for a reason, okay? They call it the fool's journey for a reason. I'm not judging you. I'm telling you that you are not using discernment. You are not being judicious, and you are choosing the wrong path. You are choosing the wrong path. Now, that is your choice. That is your choice. But I'm telling you, as long as you continue to make that choice every day of your life, you will never get what you're thinking you're going to get from Quartz Crystal's channel or my channel or any other Awakened Source Player's channel. You're never going to get there. You're never going to get there. So you coming and listening to anything I say or anything she says or anything any other source player that is actually speaking source truth information to give you guidance and help you is not going to be of any benefit to you, because you are literally going against the very thing that you are, source. And you're choosing a lesser path. And it doesn't matter if it's called higher magic or greater magic or the great work. It's a lesser path because it's a lower frequency, and it is not meant for the source player. That's what my point is. So I'm not judging you. I'm just helping you to see your folly. It's not using wisdom to continue down that path. So if and when you can let go of your ego, because that's what it is, your ego's drive and desire for power, if you can ever escape that, and you can ever let the words penetrate you, then maybe you can gain something from listening to her channel. But if you can't, there's no point. And you should not be on my channel or hers. And you should just go about your life going down that path. Okay? That's fine. So now we're going to move on. So I had spoken about some things. I had mentioned the hero's journey. The hero's journey is a story arc, but it's also an archetype, okay? But it is that journey that if you look at it from being an unawakened source player who awakens, okay, and steps foot on the path of raising your frequency, the hero's journey arc is the path that, kind of depicts what you go through. And you have to remove the sin and karma. You have to connect to your source self. You have to remove all of the subconscious programming, okay? That's where you have to set out on your work. She has said this. It is difficult in the respect that she said the subconscious, and I can tell you, I can attest for my own self, your subconscious mind does not want to lose control of your life. Its primary goal is status quo, homeostasis, okay? It is to keep the status quo. Now, it doesn't know that it has viruses in it. Okay? Those viruses have been fed to us our whole lives. Okay? A meme in its pure form, the word meme means a mind virus. But that's why that's why the word meme fits these things that we see, that we share on the internet. They're mind viruses. And they know it. Come on. Who do you think's putting these things out? You know, things that we see in videos, things that we see all over social media. Those are mind viruses. Those are memes. Those are things that are still entrenching people in subconscious program, in detrimental subconscious programming, in faulty subconscious programming. And those are the things that we have to make sure that we are plucking out. And they started at a very young age with all of us to program us in that way. And they knew, you know what I'm saying? Like, this is how this game was set up. So you have your life's work cut out for you to get that stuff out. You do. And I'm going to share something with you in a minute. But in this, I'm going to use some words that might seem like they're dealing with those magic systems, but I'm using them because I need to try to articulate and illustrate that those words are not what you're like, what you know those words to be are not the correct definitions. Okay. So I mentioned earlier in this, the fool's journey. The fool's journey is the fool's journey. It is named that for a reason, because that takes you down the magical path. And I'm not telling you to go even, research it. It has to do with tarot, but that's all part of magic. That's all part of these magical systems, you see? And that fool's journey talks about magicians and etc. like that. But, it's like superimposed on the hero's journey. And the hero's journey is the correct trajectory if you need to figure out how to define it in any kind of way. And I'm trying to not confuse you and not, I don't want to pollute what I'm saying. So what I'm saying is that you need to understand that it's about removing sin and karma, and then removing the subconscious programming, and then doing the other things that you need to accomplish within your avatar. Okay. And continuing up your climb, up your frequency climb. And like that. So when you hear her using inner alchemy, it's not the practice of alchemy. Okay? It's not that magical practice of alchemy. It is different. The only thing that I can say that has any similarity is distillation. Distillation is the removal of impurities. Okay? That is the removal of impurities. And that's what you have to remove. Because if you don't remove those subconscious programs, those impurities, those viruses in your mind, in your subconscious, you will continue to not have beneficial results. You will not have, what's the word I'm looking for? You will choose to continue to have, you will continue to have unlucky results. Okay? You want the results that give you the good things. And I'm talking from my personal experience, where I still have not filtered out, I still have not fully distilled out previous programmings. I now have a broken ankle. This is my second broken ankle in 3 years. These come from my choices, and these come from my faulty programming. Okay? I'm not going to get fully into it, but I can say my programming prevented me from ever truly being happy, from ever truly letting myself experience true joy and happiness, because I was afraid to, because something would come and steal my joy. So I want you to look at that. So I remember distinctly one of Quartz Crystal's videos where she was saying, can't you just be happy? And it wasn't directly that, it wasn't about me, but she was saying, can't you be happy? And I can remember very distinctly saying, no, I can't, because I've been afraid to be happy. You have to evaluate that in yourself. And I know days before that this ankle incident happened, that there were things, and they were very fleeting. And she means 5 seconds. 5 seconds is quick. And they were fleeting little thoughts that were just bubbling up in my mind, thinking I had just recently made a choice that was making me so happy. That choice made me happy. And every day I was waking up in happiness and in joy. And then these little thoughts, these little niggling thoughts kept coming up and saying, oh, well, is something going to destroy this? And is something going to take this away? You see what I'm saying? So there was that going on. Plus a previous choice that I had made, which was not beneficial to me in any way, shape, or form. And that was me succumbing to stuff in my subconscious program, stuff in my ego that I knew better than to get involved in. And I got involved, and now I'm paying the price for that choice. Okay? So the programming has to go. It has to go. That programming that tells me that I can't be happy has to go. That programming that tells me that I cannot have prosperity and financial abundance in my life has to go. It has to go. Because that programming is causing so many problems for me, and it's caused so many problems for me over the last 6 years. And your subconscious mind is not always easy to deal with. And my subconscious mind, personally for me, and I'm sharing this because it may resonate with you if you are experiencing difficulty getting through these things. My subconscious mind battles me a lot. It hinders me a lot, and sometimes will not even let me get into the state of mind that I need to get into in order to make the changes, because it knows it is a sentinel. And like I said, its job is homeostasis. It is doing what it's required. It's doing its job. But again, it's doing its job with what tools it has. So it does not know that this thought, this belief that it created 20, 30, 40 years ago for your life is a faulty choice. It just knows this program, this is how this if this thing arises, this is the program I run to keep things status quo. That's what your subconscious mind does. Your subconscious mind runs all the functions of your avatar, so it's going to do that. And if somebody programmed punishment and guilt and all of that karma and all of that retribution and everything and punishment in you, well, then your subconscious mind is going to do it. And if somebody has programmed unworthiness in you, then your subconscious mind is going to make sure that every step and every turn you make, you feel unworthy. It's just going to be, it is an echo chamber, and it is confirmation bias. And that is the last thing that you need in that respect. You want confirmation bias of joy and happiness and good things and abundance. And if you are not getting it, that is your indication that you still need work to do on yourself. I mean, there's always work to do, but that is a good, strong indication. There's immediate, heavy work that needs to be done. Okay? So this ankle, this broken ankle is a gigantic wake-up call. Gigantic one. And it is also very telling. It's ironic, because right before I broke this ankle, I was going to put out a different video talking about how I broke my right ankle 3 years ago, and how my state of mind and my choices that I made after that, how that path, how those choices impacted me detrimentally. So yeah, this is a lesson that I'm going through, that I need to fix, and understand how to remove it. Which, like I said, it comes down to being programmed to not allow to be happy, not allowing myself to be happy, and not allowing myself to feel that I deserve prosperity, that or an easy lifestyle, that we've been told that if you want to get rich or you want to be wealthy, it requires hard work. Hard work. They just say hard work. They don't define hard work. They just re-emphasize hard work. So the subconscious mind picks that up, and you have to do hard work. Even if you've made choices as to not wear certain frequency clothing, your subconscious mind still has that hard work programmed in there, and still making you do hard work for little pay. That's not the way it works. So, and even if you are trying to establish a business, and she said there's no shame if your business doesn't work the first time around, or you leave the country and it doesn't work the first time around. There's no shame in going back and regrouping and rethinking out the process and trying again. It doesn't mean that you never try again. It means that you have what you chose, the choices you made the first time around didn't work. You got to rethink your choices. But you also have to go through your subconscious and clean out your subconscious more. There's more work to be done internally. So I'm taking this time where I'm not out running doing deliveries now. I don't want to do deliveries anymore. I don't want to be that person, because that is hard work. It is frustrating work. I don't want to do it. It doesn't bring me joy. So this is something that manifested in that respect, and it wasn't, I didn't break my leg doing that, but it was I made a change. I made a career change. But I have downtime, and I'm planning on using that downtime, because I was not fortunate enough to be working from home during the pandemic hit. I was working in an office being abused by soulless ones daily on the phone. I didn't have the luxury of being home and working on my subconscious mind because of other things and other choices. So I'm now using that time that I have now to work on my subconscious and get the results that I deserve. So I have taken this ankle break as a blessing. And that's what you have to do. And listen, I don't know how I shifted my mentality. Part of that might have been completing the inner alchemy. It might have been that. Okay. But I think there were some other things that kind of just shifted for me that I may not be conscious of happening, that I did not consciously, think that I was succeeding in making any change. But anyway, I digress. This is getting too much about me and too much about my life. And, but it is to kind of present to you something it's food for thought, things to think about, and how they can help you see things better in your own life. All right. So I'm going to drop it here. I'm going to leave it at this. And till the next video. All right. Take care. Bye.